Afternoon, everyone. I'm milking the girls this afternoon. Sun shining, beautiful day, and we've got silage we need to knock down. So Richard's busy cutting the silage. I've got these to do. Mind you, don't think they're particularly ready to come in though. What do you reckon? Go then, girls. Time to go and get milked. Spray I've just put on is a pre-dip just to get the teeth so so I can clean them. So we use the same pre-dip now as a post-dip. With the cost of iodine going up dramatically, we had to look at a different way of doing it. So the product we're now using, we can use it for both. So you'll notice I spray, then I wipe, and then I will strip without a cloth. That's just my preferred method of doing it. I know some people will strip out while they're using the cloth and do it all in one go, but that's just me, that's how I do it. Just put the after spray on now. That's another group of 5 dogs. So obviously when they're out of the grass, the others are normally a lot cleaner than what they would be when they're inside. But there's always the same culprits that are always got dirty teeth. So we need to get her polished up before we can put the units on compared to some of the others. Milk's flowing. So you've got the automatic cluster removers that are up there. They're on the attached to the clusters. So once the meter isn't taking as much milk through, it knows that the cow's finished milking and will then automatically remove the cluster. So much easier than manual milking. So a heifer will normally have her calf, first calf when she's about 2 years old, just depends on how they've grown. We normally calve them about 2, some people are a bit younger, some people are a bit older, just depends on what type of system they're working. So normally on average you'd be looking at 304-day lactation, so that then gives them 60 days holiday. It always takes me a bit longer to milk because I don't let that lot go whilst I'm putting that lot on. Because I don't do it regularly enough. I'm scared I'm going to let one go and miss one, so I've always made sure that I'll either do one side or the other. Yeah, it takes me longer, but I know I'm not going to miss a cow. Each time a cow has a calf, it's called a lactation. Obviously a cow lactates, a human lactates. Let's say on average you'd hope for about 304 days, but obviously you don't necessarily get that, but that's the average. So on a lactation you get a milk curve, so when they calve they're low yield, then they build up, then they peak, and then there's a long tail off. Obviously the peak, to go up to the peak, is obviously a lot shorter than the tail off, because see, as they're tailing off, they're putting more energy into a calf. Obviously, if you don't get a cow in calf, she's therefore not having to grow a calf, so she's therefore putting more energy into milk, and you tend to find that a barren cow or a cow that you've not put into calf will produce more milk than a cow that is growing a calf and in calf. So obviously yield makes a difference, so you tend to find if cows give her in a higher amount of milk, their quality isn't quite so good. So on average, I think we send away somewhere about 4.2% butter fat. Protein is about 3.8, which is always lower. But you'll see some cows will have a lot lower butter fat figure, but they're producing more milk. A few years ago we had one cow, well, she never was a high yielder, but she'd easily put 5% butter fat in, so she was obviously putting the quality in and not the quantity. So yeah, it just depends on each individual cow. Obviously when you're looking at cows, you look at what their mothers are like, and then you'll look at the bulls that you want to use. So you're always looking to improve various bits and pieces. Obviously milk yield is one of those items, but also you don't want to lose butter fat, protein whilst you're increasing the yield. So yeah, I'll get a catalogue and show you a bit of information what's in the catalogue that comes through, all the information that you can look at regarding what your dishes you need to buy that semen for your cows for the forthcoming year. So yeah, it certainly is an eye-opener. So milking cows isn't just putting a unit on, milking her and sending her on her way again. There's a lot more that's involved, so let's continue milking. Cows that are still waiting to be milked, and the creatures of habit really. You can always guarantee that certain ones will come in certain sides of the parlour. You always have the ones that will come in early. Always got the ones that will hang back and will be last in. So yeah, you look like your mum really, don't you? So as I said, I'd get hold of one of the catalogues. So all of the semen company produces a catalogue. Obviously you can get it online as well, but you know, farmers, they like to sit there and read a book. So we get these on a regular basis. They're obviously updated each year as daughters come through the milking. Then they're able to update the genetics as to how they're actually physically doing once they're lactating. So it's all information's always being changed. So some bulls, their statistics get better, and then on the other side, the statistics will actually make the bulls go down. So what you've got on paper is a good bull. Sometimes after a couple of years, isn't as good as they thought it was going to be. Pedigree was good, but actual physical, once they've got milking, isn't quite so what they expected. So yeah. So here's the information. So here's the information we've got regarding this bull. This time they've actually put a picture of the bull up, whereas on this one they've actually put a picture of his mother on. So it just depends on what pictures they've got as to what they use to do the advertising. So you can see that it's red. If they're carrying a red factor, then so you can see that he's red, if they're carrying a red factor and the bull hasn't got red in his name, then they will obviously include that in the information for you. Some people don't like that factor that they've got some red in them. So we've got his details of his pedigree, sire, dam, maternal great dam, so they go back a couple of generations. The confusing part is sometimes they'll have a bull that's had a very similar name to another bull, but so you have to then check out the pedigree as to find out whether it's the bull you think it is or a different one. So we have the type traits. So this is what most people are looking at: mammary, legs and feet, stature, body depth, rump, foot angle, udder, fore and rear. So there's quite a lot of items that you can look at, which is what everyone finds important for them. See, stature, this one is just about on the negative, or on the sort of 0, so he's not going to put a lot of height on compared to some other bulls. The only thing is got a shadow body rather than a deeper body. So yeah, you've got a couple of negative ease of milking, so that's going to bring some slowness in. So farmers are looking for the sex semen. They don't have to buy quite so many semen then, because obviously if you're looking at it, you would normally say 50-50 you're going to have male. So if you can buy sex semen, if you want 25 heifers, you could possibly get away with sort of 30 sex semen. Obviously you're going to have some repeat, whereas if it's unsexed, then you're going to least minimum 50 straws, so that's obviously a saving. They were slightly more expensive, but as years have gone over, they've improved dramatically. I think this calving season we had 2 males, and I think they were part of twins where we've had it's been a free martin and a male. So yeah, we've been lucky. Other people will use sex semen and don't get on quite so well. So there's obviously all different types in here. We've got more of a British Friesian in there, Holsteins. Normally there's some, yeah, we got some beef bulls as well, Aberdeen Angus. Not everyone runs a bull, so wants to have that flexibility to AI some beef bulls as well. So yeah, there's plenty to look at. Milk from grass. Quite happy to be going out then, girl? Well, that's the cows' milks for the day. So they're heading back off to their grass to make some milk from grass. So I hope you enjoyed that. I know I need to get some more videos made. Obviously my videos are slightly different to George's. Let me know what you'd like to see in a video and I'll see if I can get one made for you. Just put a note in the comments and I'll see what I can do. So until the next time, stay safe, don't be a dangerous Dave, look after yourselves. So signing off, bye for now.